here's the thing about alcoholism, and nobody tells you. Alcohol works when it works, and it doesn't when it doesn't. But when it works, it works. So people that are saying, well, he's an alcoholic, he's quit. Yeah, there was, and perhaps is right now, a long period in my life where alcohol worked for me. Okay? I was working a job. I was prosperous. I was getting promoted. I was generous. I had a wife. I had healthy children. I had a family that loved me. I was good at my work. Uh, and you know what? Alcohol, if I drank after work, made me feel good. It relaxed me. It worked when it worked. But when it stops working, it stops working. Well, guess what happens to the human mind at that point in time? You say to yourself, like the average person, if you've ever used a medicine that stopped working for you, or saying, well, you just go to something else that's going to work for you. Well, I did too. After 10, it was a long time for me because I was a highly functional alcoholic, so I had a long adaptive phase like my father. But after 30 years of alcoholism, alcohol started to stop working for me. Well, what did I want to do? I wanted to quit then. Yeah, I wasn't, when alcohol stopped working for me and those around me, I wanted to quit. I couldn't. I'm an alcoholic. Alcohol was necessary for me to carry out my normal body functions. Stopping alcohol was like stopping breathing. Okay, well, hey, just come in here, quit breathing. That's a tough condition. I tried to quit breathing. Many times. I signed myself into 30-day rehabilitation centers. I paid tens of thousands of dollars on my own. And I was earnest. It wasn't like, you do this, check this thing off. I was earnest. All of a sudden, alcohol no longer worked for me. And yet, the compulsion. If you've never had an obsessive compulsion craving, never leave you for 1 second, starting from when you open your eyes until you close them at night, you won't know what alcoholism is like. And every alcoholic will say they have had those periods of time. I wrote in my book, I hate to tell you what I might do if I could not get a drink during those periods. I don't know the extent of my immorality, but if I had to kill like a bum in order to get a drink when I'm in that mode, I think I might have done it. I'm not sure. I can't say it. I'm not judging myself or anybody else. I know that I would have done whatever it takes, just like you would do whatever it takes to take your last gasp of oxygen if you were drowning. That's why they say drowning people drown the people that are trying to save their lives. They're only caring about getting their last breath of oxygen. That's what alcoholism does to you. So when it no longer worked for me, I wanted to quit and I couldn't. That for 14 years, you tend to develop cynicism after 14 years. And you become cynical, close-minded, and fall victim to the belief, which isn't all that ill-founded, that you're likely to die of this disease. Because you are likely to die of it. If you think likely means probably as in a statistic, you're very likely to die of this disease. Well, if that's true in a rational person's life, what kind of attitude do you think he has? Very few people at that point in their life say, all right, I'm happy about that, God. I know I'm going to lose my family, and I know the death's going to be horrific because nobody dies a nice death from all. But you know what? Could be worse. Well, how? So you get cynical. And when you get cynical, the real answer to your question is the progression that I just told you leads to one thing: apathy. And that's when you're a dead man. Because when you've lost apathy, apathy means hopelessness. Okay? If you have no hope, you have lost hope, you've given up hope, if you've surrendered yourself, given your hope up, that there's no possibility that you could ever recover from alcoholism, you've gone into complete apathy, right? Apathy is a state. Apathy to psychiatrists, when people are apathetic, become truly hopeless, it's usually considered a state of a precursor to paralysis. Okay? It paralyzes the brain. It'll eventually paralyze the body. Why would you do anything? Why would you move? People actually die of hunger, of starvation, of thirst in psychotic fits of apathy. Because there is absolutely nothing firing a synapse with the motive to live. And that's what happens to alcoholics. And when they have lost that last shred of hope, the time between them and when the stranger murders them is very short.